Alright guys, what's up? Rattled in a few bucks, actually 4 or 5 different bucks yesterday morning, so I kept posting my story. People kept saying, hey, how often do you rattle? Or you do a rattling tutorial, yada yada yada. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what I do in November, late October. It works for me. I'm not a rattling expert. I've rattled up a lot of deer, but most of the deer, big deer that I've killed, has not been from blind calling. I carry rattling horns from about the 23rd, 25th of October all the way until the end of November. And yes, I do some blind calling, not every time, but the main reason I got these rattling horns on my pack and I carry them every single time is when I see that buck cruising, not close, he's got to be going away, but you know, he's 80, 100, 200 yards away and he's searching the hardwoods. He's looking for a doe, he's looking for noise, he's looking for a doe blow in a buck fight, anything happening. So at that point, I usually just slam the horns together and hope that I can get his attention to come over here. Now, sometimes I won't just immediately hit him if I see him. I kind of pay attention which way the wind's blowing, and I try to get him up on my same level where he can't get downwind of me or put him in a position where he's got to come straight to me. David actually rattled his big buck he killed last night, rattled him in. He seen him cruising across the field, just started banging him hard. That deer ran straight in. Had he not had the rattling horns, 100% he doesn't kill that deer. Now, if I'm just on a ridge like this, this is a pretty good setup. The way my wind's blowing southwest is blowing over the top of this draw here. So these deer can't really get downwind of me, can't really smell me. So this is a spot I will blind rattle. I don't blind rattle if I'm in a food plot of an evening or if I can see deer. I just won't do that. But right here, this is a perfect spot. And some mornings are better than others. You know, it seems like I'll rattle 3 or 4 times a morning, and I won't do that every day, but I'll do it, you know, every other day, something like that, just depending on how I feel it's going to react. And when I look back, I'll have 2 or 3 days where I rattled in multiple bucks. Very occasionally do you have one morning where you just rattle in like a little spike or a little 2-year-old. Usually those mornings when you rattle in a buck, there's going to be multiple bucks. Those bucks are on their feet, they're looking. It's extremely warm. But even yesterday, I hear a deer somewhere over here. But even yesterday, they were just running in like crazy. But when we get ready to rattle, like we got our second angle on, me and Nick, camera guy, who's ever up here with me, we're standing up, we're ready. Everything's ready to go. Because most of the times when you rattle a buck in, I say most of the time, probably half the time, they come running in. I don't even get through with my rattling sequence. And the bucks, all of a sudden, I'm having to find a spot to hang them. Always have a spot you can hang your rattling horns down without deer seeing you, because I'm not one to make a lot of movement in the tree. I like slow movement. But when you're rattling, you're making fast movement. You're making a lot of movement. So I try to stay fairly compact, kind of against the way where I think the deer, kind of using my body as a shield where the deer are going to come from. Or if I see a deer cruising, I'm not going to let him see me beating these horns. If he's over here, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to say, hey, watch that buck for me. I'm going to see what I can do. But when I'm rattling like this morning on this ridge, it's kind of calm. I like a little more breeze, because to me, I think that doesn't make it sound as harsh. And yes, some of them will come in running in, like I said, and a lot of them will just come in a few minutes later. So it's kind of 50-50, but I'll just make a couple loud noises, and just kind of pause it a few times. I got 2 left horns, so I don't beat my knuckles. You gotta have good mass on your horns. You gotta have some horns that sound like 2 good deer. Because that buck's coming in here, he's thinking these 2 deer are fighting over a doe, so he's gonna come in and steal that doe. That's what we're hoping. I'll do it sometimes longer than that, but that's about all I want to do right now. And if it's a good morning, if they keep coming in, I'll keep rattling. It's like when the pitcher's got his good curveball working. If it's working, I'm gonna keep doing it. But usually this time of year, I'll try it 2 or 3 times a morning. But I have killed a lot of big deer with rattling horns, but not necessarily blind calling. I could probably count on one hand the deer I've seeing deer, moving, cruising, hit them horns, come in. Ton of success with that. So hope that helps. That's what I do. That's what my dad, we kind of have kind of the same train of thought on that. So good luck. Bang them together, make some noise.